The printing press was the second factor operated to accelerate the spread of Renaissance culture after 1450. Sometimes in the 13th century, paper money and playing cards from China reached the West. They were blocked, printed, that is, characters and pictures were carved into a wooden block, inked, and transferred into paper. This method was very expensive and time consuming. By the middle of 15th century, several printmasters were on the verge of perfecting the technique of printing with movable metal type. The first one to demonstrate this movable type was Johannes Gutenberg. He was a former stonecutter and goldsmith. Gutenberg's printing technology spread rapidly through Europe and later the world. His major work, the Gutenberg Bible, also known as the 42-line Bible, has been acclaimed for its high aesthetic and technical quality. He was the youngest son of upper-class merchant Friel Keynes Zorladen, and his wife was also rich, who was the daughter of a shopkeeper. It is assumed that he was baptized in the area close to his birthplace of Saint Christoph. According to some accounts, Friel was a goldsmith of he was a goldsmith for the bishop of Mainz. Most likely, he was involved in the cloth trade. Gutenberg's year of birth is not precisely known, but it was sometime between the year of 1394 and 1404. In the 1890s, the city of Mainz declared his official symbolic date of birth to be June 24, 1400. Although Gutenberg was financially unsuccessful in his life, the printing technology spread quickly and news and books began to travel across Europe much faster than before. It fed the growing Renaissance, and since it greatly facilitated scientific publishing, it was a major catalyst for the later scientific revolution.
The first printing press was made by China during the Tang Dynasty. They used ink on indented wooden blocks. They would make letter indentations on the wood blocks and then dipped it into ink, and then transfer it to a piece of paper. The Koreans made books with movable type. They did this by etching the alphabet letters into wood. The letters would then be rearranged to form many different words and sentences. This invention made printing faster and easier. It also helped to reduce the amount of wood needed for printing. Europe first made paper, although China and the Egyptians had already made paper centuries before. They made paper by mixing finely chopped mulberry bark and hemp rags with water. Then they'd mass them flat and press out all the water before laying it out in the sun to dry. France first opened up the first paper mill. This made making paper faster and more efficient. Europe starts using metal plates for printing. Gutenberg also starts printing the Bible, which gets finished in 1456. They would lay the text on the metal plates and then etch the words into metal. This would definitely speed up the manufacturing of books. In 1457, Fust and Schoeffer first used color printing. Now things could be printed in various colors and not just black and white. Now for small facts. The earliest mentioning of the printing press was in a lawsuit in Strasbourg in 1439, revealing construction of the press of Johannes Gutenberg and his associates. Printing press is a machine by which text and images are transferred to paper or other media by means of ink. Another fact is, out in the Mediterranean area, people used the printing press, but instead of using ink, they used wine and olives to stain and stamp the paper. Some descriptions of the printing press were that it had a long handle, which was used to turn a heavy wooden skewer, exerting down and pressure against the paper, which was laid over the type mounted on a wooden platen. It was actually 300 years old, and its constant rate of printing papers was 250 sheets per hour for one side. Today, the printing press is long gone and now upgraded as what we call the printer. What used to take hours of hard work now can be done in a push of a button.